Very good. And thank you so much on BeeTv Major News at 6. Reaching you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital, Nigeria. My name is Oluwatoyin Oyedola. Before we get into the news, let's quickly take a look at the highlights for tonight.
He has empowered the people, he has let the people know what he has been doing. I will say, may God Almighty bless him.
I'm amazed that in 1 year, a politician in Nigeria could do as much. It's something exemplary.
Conclusion of the 2022 employment and release of waiver for 2023 and 2024 employment.
Those had been paid 4 months out of those periods that was eventually cancelled, while the other member of staffs had not been paid.
May we now make a toast to the bench. Now this is for the unity of the bench. So we say hip, hip, hip.
All through the events, the Monday, Tuesday to Friday, which is today, that is the grand finale. And to God be the glory.
I've learned an awful lot about what we can do to stem the outflow of capital, but the inflow of foreign direct investment. Resource persons have been wonderful. We have learned an awful lot.
It's a good thing. All we are saying is that we need a good leader. The contestants from different political parties, I will not say that any one of them is not capable, but then there must be a leader. A leader must emerge.
The upcoming election, I just pray for whoever wants to do the right thing should be in that seat.
Now to the news in detail. The members representing Ego and Ikpobaoka Federal Constituency at the Federal House of Representatives, Honorable Murphy Osaro Omoriyi has marked his 1-year anniversary as a member of the National Assembly, as he showcased some members of his constituency who have benefited from his numerous empowerment programs so far. The occasion was graced by the state interim chairman of the Labour Party, Right Honourable Elizabeth Ativie, and some members of the state's working committee. The ceremony was used to unveil the 15 lucky footballers to be taken overseas. BeeTv News Best Orator has the report.
Celebrating his 1-year scorecard at the National Assembly as a member representing Ego and Ikpobaoka Federal Constituency, Honorable Murphy Osaro Omoriyi arrived venue in company of some members of the State Working Committee of Labour Party, as well as other executive members of the party at the ward levels and local government areas of Oedo, Ego, and Ikpobaoka. The special guest of the occasion was a former Speaker at the State House of Assembly and now the Labour Party interim state chairman, Right Honourable Elizabeth Ativie. She was given a rousing welcome by the women leaders of the Labour Party. In her address, the state interim chairman of Labour Party, Honourable Elizabeth Ativie, unveiled a holistic scorecard of Honourable Murphy Osaro Omoriyi and said that in the last 1 year, it is loaded in all areas such as the empowerment of youth, provision of infrastructure, and many more.
In the area of talent hubs, he has prepared the talent, he has prepared the youth for tomorrow. Yes. And he's still preparing the youth. If you talk about women empowerment, he has given money. It's what I read here. If it's a lie, tell me it's a lie. True? Is it true? He has empowered women. I am very proud of you.
In a speech, the celebrant and host, member representing Ego and Ikpobaoka Federal Constituency, Honorable Murphy Osaro Omoriyi, commended members of his constituency for the trust bestowed upon him to represent them. He enumerated some of the fulfilled campaign promises in the last 1 year to include areas of employment for the youth, establishment of 3 offices in Ego and Ikpobaoka local government areas to enable the people reach out to him.
As we resume, we need to employ people that can mount, that can go out and give information, get information on what we need to do in our constituency. So we hired 40 constituency organizers, 42 per each one. And today they are working They go around, whatever there is problem, they bring it to us. And we do our best to attend to this problem.
On his part, Mr. Thaddeus Oyenka, the coach and talent hunt organizer of Honorable Murphy Usaro Omoyi football tournament, was full of praises for the immense contributions of the federal lawmaker in sports development, especially having a plan to sponsor the young football stars outside the country to ply their trade in football.
By empowering these players who never thought that today a thing like this will come to them. This is a miracle. This is a miracle.
The selected members of the football talent hunt were thereafter presented to Honorable Murphy Usaro Omoyi to the delight of all. Honorable Murphy Usaro Omoyi and Right Honorable Elizabeth BeeTv thereafter advised the young football talents to be good ambassadors of the nation, to work hard, go out there and shine, and to represent Edo State and Nigeria in the best possible way.
You go there, work hard, train hard, and be the best. Come back and represent Nigeria. Let us be proud of you. If you want to live in Europe, the distinguished has already prepared you. So you go to this one, you come back. You wait till you come back.
In an interview with newsmen, Honorable Elizabeth BeeTv, chairman of Labour Party Edo State, Comrade Nosa Ekato, chairman of Ego Local Government Party, and veteran Bini actor Andrew Sawao, all lauded the unparalleled achievements and scorecard of Honorable Murphy Usaro Omoyi in his 1 year in office.
His CV is loaded, his scorecard is loaded, and if he can do this, all this in 1 year, that means Ego and Ikpoboka, they are out for a better deal.
He has empowered the people, he has let the people know what he has been doing. I will say, may God Almighty bless him.
I'm amazed that in 1 year, a politician in Nigeria could do as much. It's something exemplary.
There were goodwill messages from the world organizers and members of the Actors Guild of Nigeria who have benefited from the empowerment policies and legislation of Honorable Murphy Usaro Omoyi. Honorable Murphy was elected in February 2023. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The week-long event of the 2024 Law Week of the Nigerian Bar Association Edo State Chapter climaxed with the dinner and award presentation to deserving persons in Benin City, the Edo State capital. The event, which was held at the Uyi Grand Event Center, had notable personalities in attendance. BeeTv News' Best Orator has the rest of the report.
After the successful annual Law Week program organized by the Nigerian Bar Association Lion Bar Benin branch, which focused on various national issues and paper presentations by different speakers, it was time to unwind.
Give me rats, give me cheese, get well, give me kids, Rolls Royce, give me keys.
The Chief Judge of Edo State, Justice Daniel Yobosa Okungbowa, other members of the bar who include Edo State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Oluwole Osaze Uzi Esquire, Edo State Chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Benin Branch, Nosa Francis Edo Saige Esquire, Honorable Pascal Bome Esquire, Chairman 2024 Law Week Planning Committee, among others, were present at the dinner and award night. A toast was done to spice up the event alongside valedictory session of the success of the bar and how it has fared.
May we now make a toast to the bench. Now this is for the unity of the bench. So we say hip, hip, hip,
Highlight of the event was the presentation of awards to deserving recipients such as Sunday Bello, Festus Osifo, and Ehiogie West Idausa. The award was an appreciation for their outstanding contributions to the advancement of the Nigerian Bar Association Benin branch.
The 24th day of June 2024, shall do to you in the name of God the Father, God the Son, in the name of God the Holy Spirit. Why she, the care Esquire, I say yes. Given on the hand the seal of the chairman of the BeeTv branch, the both of you. Congratulations.
In a closing remark, while appreciating all those who made the Law Week possible, Chairman of the Planning Committee, Honorable Pascal Gbome Esquire, expressed joy over the success of the week-long ceremony and said the association look forward to another week next year.
Multiple capacities, you presented the governor, and you also did your capacity as the Attorney General, Commissioner of Justice. And this evening, you strolled in casually. You also had bit. We thank you very much, sir. I thank all of them who contributed money, and even members. My Lord, you won't believe, as at yesterday, lawyers were still begging to register. And we told them, please, we cannot, because we're already in trouble having to meet up with those who registered.
Speaking with BeeTv News, the chief host and chairman of NBA Benin Branch, Nosa Francis Edo Osaige, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Edo State, Oluwole Osaze Uzi, and Honorable Barrister Pascal Gbome, said the annual Law Week 2024 program was mind-blowing and awesome as they took a lot home from the program.
People were put together, to form the committee that produced this great feat. We cannot thank the Honorable Chief Judge enough for his immense support. All through the events, the Monday, Tuesday to Friday, which is today, that is the grand finale. And to God be the glory.
I've learned an awful lot about what we can do to stem the outflow of capital, but the inflow of foreign direct investment. Resource persons have been wonderful. We have learned an awful lot.
One thing is that we have all moved to another level of intellectual growth as lawyers in the Lion Bag, and even those who participated via Zoom, all over the world. Every person that got involved with this 1 week has moved.
The Law Week had focused on economy, security, politics, governance, social media, amongst other topics and issues of national development. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
It is common knowledge that the Edo State governorship election would hold on September 21st across the 192 wards, 18 local government areas, and 3 senatorial districts of the state. And for many who have their permanent voters card and card-carrying members of political parties are also preparing to exercise their franchise. In this report, BeeTv News' Freeman Osawe went to the streets of Benin to ask respondents their knowledge of the various candidates. The report.
Out of the 4 or 5 or whatever, the concept of the 3, which I know and I can give, if time permits, a biography, a total biography of these persons.
As the electorate prepares to vote in the September 21st gubernatorial election in Edo State, some of them have been speaking about their knowledge of the various candidates flying the flags of the different political parties in the state. While some shared their knowledge of the candidates, others stated otherwise. A respondent described the PDP candidate Dr. Aswe Igodalo as a developer who has managed different spheres of economical growth. He also said he believes such a one has a vast knowledge of experience in the management of human and material resources. The other respondent who said he has had an encounter with the Labour Party candidate Olumide Akpata, who was also the immediate past president of the Nigeria Bar Association, stating that he is conversant with the Constitution and with that wealth of experience of what the Constitution entails, he would be able to sustain the rule of law and ensure things are done accordingly. Another respondent described Isaiah Osifo of the All Progressive Grand Alliance as an astute homeboy and has held several positions, beginning from a council chairman. He also described him as an erudite scholar who is academically sound and believed he has done the state proud with his level of relevancy. The last respondent described Matthew Pebolo of the All Progressive Congress as one who listens and also kind-hearted, as he has impacted on many within the state.
Distinguished Senator Monday Okpebolo, a man before being in the public office has been a philanthropist, have been a man who believes in raising lives, who believes in improving and putting smiles into the eyes, or rather a community or a constituency of the less privileged.
Though I'm not into politics, I'm not canvassing for any, but what I know about I think let's start from the Labour Party candidate, which is Akpata. So that one is a lawyer. I know he is vibrant. He's a youth. That's what I really know about. He was a former NBA chairman for a long time, so he knows things about the constitution and all that. So I believe that one has advantage in that aspect. Then Senator Monday Okpewolo, I don't really know anything about him until he became a senator. That is when I knew that such a person is in politics. Then Asue Igodalo, he has been in government. He was part of government some time ago. That was where I heard his name. He was part of this government. I think whether in the economic team or so, I don't really know. But there is something he was handling in this government that I knew about him until I now saw that he's coming up as a candidate.
For the PDP candidate, I think he's going to be a developer, just like the outgoing one, like Obaseki. And in this state, we need a developer, not a devourer. Somebody who will devour our money and even our people. So that's how well I know.
In another round of random interviews, respondents mentioned the names and under which political parties the candidates are contesting, while others claimed ignorance.
There is nothing like election. You spend all your time, you spend all your resources, go to voting center, you vote, and your vote will not count. So, election, it doesn't matter so much to me like that.
The upcoming election, I will say that for me, it's a good thing. All we are saying is that we need a good leader. The contestants from different political parties, I will not say that any one of them is not capable, but then there must be a leader. A leader must emerge. And so I would say that the coming election is going to be a good one.
For the upcoming election, I will just pray for whoever want to do the right thing should be in that seat. Because for now, we don't know who is the right person, you understand? So just by God's grace, that whoever get to be in that position should do the right thing.
The overview of this opinion on the various candidates is an attestation that the electorate are keenly interested in the forthcoming election. Freeman Usaro reporting for BeeTv News.
Away from politics, resident doctors at Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital have threatened to embark on a 4-week strike over alleged lack of adequate welfare. The resident doctors staged a peaceful protest at the hospital. BeeTV's Gift Uwagboy has the details.
Resident doctors of the Obaseki Awolowo University Teaching Hospital (OAUTHC) took to protest against the management of the hospital on Monday, and for hours they walked around the hospitals carrying placards with different inscriptions to press home their demands, which includes a suitable working environment, including renovations of core rooms. The protest was terminated at the administrative building of the hospital.
Breaches are everywhere. The environment are not suitable to be called an health institution, When you go to the core rooms, they are in deplorable state. It's an eyesore. Go to the Elisha, the West League.
If they do any wrong by coming to HAC, if they do any wrong, they did not employ themselves. Let them get their pay. And when we tried to show our grievances by going on a mild 5-day strike, the only response we can get from the supervising ministry is that they should effect a no work no pay, when we already have an issue of work without pay.
They also addressed a press conference where they raised concerns on the issue of unpaid arrears, shortage of doctors and other clinical staff.
Conclusion of the 2022 employment and release of waiver for 2023 and 2024 employment of clinical staff immediately, as these members of staff meet every month in rows.
Though the chief medical director of the hospital was not available, but the chairman medical advisory committee, Josephine Ezii, said all the issues raised have been addressed by the management.
Doctors had been paid 4 months out of those periods that was eventually cancelled, while the other member of staffs had not been paid. We've had several meetings with all the unions that were involved, and they have decided to exercise patience. It is only ARD that has been on this path.
The management expressed commitment to the welfare of all members of staff and also appealed to the resident doctors to be considerate. Gifts Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
The leadership of the Professional Drivers on Wheel, PDW Edo State Chapter, led by National President Comrade Adams Ehi, also known as Shaba, has embarked on another phase of campaigns in support of the All Progressive Congress APC governorship candidates, Senator Monday Okpebolo and his deputy, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa. BeeTv News' Oluwarotimi Oguniyi reports that the group took to the streets of Benin City on Wednesday, pasting posters on vehicles just as they adorned themselves with customized face caps of Okpebolo and Dennis Idahosa in a bid to create awareness for their candidates. The report is hereby presented by Best Orator.
This is the second batch of vehicles branding embarked on by Comrade Adams Ehi, alias Shaba, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress in Edo State and the national president of Professional Drivers on Wheel. Comrade Shaba, in an interview with BeeTv News at the union's office on Siloko Road in Benin, urged the people of Edo State to vote wisely and support Senator Monday Okpebolo, describing him as the chosen one to pilot the state's affairs after the coming election.
We will be seeing some people flying the cap we don't want to be seen again in the society. So to counter the cap is for me to bring out the cap of my candidate of my party, the distinguished Senator Monday Okpebolo and Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, the men that God have chosen to come and rescue us from the hands of the wicked. And besides, we are the drivers of the state. We have already agreed, we have taken a decision that the next election come on the 21st of September. No other person to work for except our party, APC, and to work for our candidate, Monday Okpebolo.
He emphasized that the Professional Drivers on Wheel has only one candidate and that his team are out to inform Edo people to come out en masse and support Senator Monday Okpebolo, Dennis Idahosa, and the All Progressives Congress APC come September 21, 2024 governorship election in the state.
I want to use this medium to tell Edo that we are wise enough to choose. We are not forcing anybody. It's no time to force. Everybody have already taken a decision. We don't need any governor that don't have conscience. We have already taken a step. And by the grace of God, we have agreed. Drivers in the state have agreed. We need a governor that will protect our interests, not a governor that will send us to prison. As of today, drivers are still rotting in the prison just because of one or two offenses. The only thing we can do to let him know that we are tired of his government is to vote him out, come on the 21 with our PVC. Also speaking, some members of the Professional Drivers on Wheel expressed confidence in Senator Monday Okpebolo's ability to deliver Edo State from hardship, tagging him the Messiah and only one to be trusted.
Having carefully studied the need to brace up and add more impetus to the election of Senator Monday Okpebolo, you see our purposeful youth here now, we decided that Okpebolo is the man to trust.
We are about to welcome our incoming governor, the present governor that Edo State that is coming. So we are here preparing ourselves to welcome him in this great body. So you can see some of our banners displaying on the back of the vehicle. We are very ready, fully ready for him because he's the man that we need.
Yeah, I believe by the grace of God, for what I'm saying, and with the power of the good people of Edo State, I believe victory is ours.
The campaigns by members of the Professional Drivers on Wheel comes ahead of the September 21 governorship election. As the national president of the Professional Drivers on Wheel, Comrade Adams Ehi assured of branding more vehicles to create awareness for their choice candidates. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Now to security. The Chief of Army Staff has called for inclusive actions to combat the security challenges in the country. At the opening of a roundtable on security, Lieutenant General Tawarid Lagbaja said no security agency can handle the situation alone. The report.
Finding lasting solutions to security challenges in the country has been the subject at many forums on national security. This one is no different. The leadership of the Nigerian Army Resource Center has brought together serving and former senior military officers and other security professionals to take a look at the problem.
One of the reasons why we were inviting all the major stakeholders, News Agency of Nigeria, National Orientation Agency have been partnering with us, and we've been challenging ourselves. Can we do better? Can we get them on board? Can we talk to them? We can't get annoyed and get frustrated and say, no, we've done more than enough. And if they don't come along, that's no. We must continue, because the first issue is there is a problem. Once you recognize the problem, what are the solutions? And we keep on trudging ahead to be able to solve the problem ourselves. So the citizens must be carried along.
There is a notion that the evolving security challenges can only be tackled when everyone is involved.
The position of the army to all forms of threats is that we work in line with the constitutional provision to combat all enemies of the state and bring about the much desired peace and stability across the country.
This would also require the various tiers of government to live up to their responsibilities. The Army Resource Center is convinced that the security challenges can be addressed only when indigenous solutions are applied. Oluwatoyin Oyedola, reporting for BeeTv News.
Now, the federal government has announced plans to terminate the contracts of contractors working on the reconstruction and rehabilitation of the Lokoja-Benin Road. BeeTv News' Joyce Iyere has more.
The construction industry in recent years had had its fair share of challenges. It even became worse with the crisis of the foreign exchange and the prevailing economic situation. This caused a major setback in the construction project and delayed completion at the estimated dates. According to the Minister of Works, the attitude of some expatriate contractors in the country leaves so much to be desired, and he warned that any contractors who continue to behave in that way will have their contract terminated. There's also an advocacy for the federal government to patronize local contractors that will create wealth impact directly on the local economy. The termination of the contract of the dualization of the Obajana and Benin Expressway came necessary in view of the delay of the affected companies in job performance and their failure, neglect and or refusal to fulfill their contractual obligations as required by the standard conditions of contracts, as this has affected the timely completion of the project and their lifetime. Joyce reporting for BeeTv News.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, has encouraged troops to complement the Nigerian Army kinetic engagement with prayers in the ongoing military operations across the nation. The Army Chief gave the charge during an interdenominational church service in commemoration of this year's Nigerian Army Day in Jos. BeeTv News' Rebecca Guffey has the rest of the story.
Officers and soldiers, Christian faithfuls of the 3 divisions of the Nigerian Army are all seated here at the Sebastian Catholic Church, Maxwell Kobe Cantonment in Jos. They are here for the interdenominational church service in commemoration of this year's Army Day celebration. The Chief of Army Staff, represented at this church service, in his address charges troops to complement the Nigerian Army's kinetic engagement with spiritual efforts and divine supplications in the ongoing military operations across the country. The Army Chief commends President Bola Tinubu for the good leadership and support given to the Nigerian Army. Highlights of the event includes prayer for troops, the families of deceased soldiers, and those currently in active service.
We pray for the repose of the souls of our beloved colleagues who have made supreme prayers in line with duty, defending our love. We must also remember to pray for the physiological and psychological recovery of the growing number of our wounded international warriors. They lay down their lives and sacrifice body parts to strengthen our unity, defend our territorial integrity, and promote our national interests and values. Sincerely appreciate the President and Commander-in-Chief, the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, for the leadership and strategic policy guidance of the Nigerian Army.
Nigerian Army Day is an event observed on July 6 in honor of members of the Nigerian Army that took part in World Wars I and II, as well as those who lost their lives during the nationwide civil war and the current service members of the Nigerian Army. The Nigerian Army is celebrating its 161-year anniversary this year. The event is slated to take place in Jos, the Plateau State capital. Rebecca Guffey reporting for BeeTv News.
Similarly, in a bid towards enforcing anti-smuggling measures along the border in the southwest region of the country, the Joint Border Patrol team of the Nigerian Customs Service says about 4,000 jerrycans of petrol were intercepted in 1 week, while 5 suspects were arrested in connection with various infractions. The coordinator of the team, Mohammed Shaibu, disclosed this while highlighting the unit's anti-smuggling drive. BeeTv News' Faithful Okwokam reports.
Recognizing the effect of transborder crime on national security and economic growth, the Joint Border Patrol team was established by the federal government to curb smuggling and combat any act threatening revenue generation and peaceful business environment. By keeping to this mandate, the team intercepted more than 3,700 jerrycans of petrol, about 4,000 bags of foreign rice, among others, with duty-paid value of 1.1 billion naira.
Whatever means we can make use of, we'll make use of it so that we can get what we want to do in Nigeria. So you can see Kekene Pep is meant for passengers. And the passenger, how many is it not carrying? Just not more than 3-4 passengers. But now this is also carrying about 50 kegs or so. This Kekene Pep. The driver, of course, very easy for him to go.
In fulfilling the objectives of the team, which include checking entry of illegal migrants into the country, the Sector 2 of the Joint Border Patrol made some arrests.
We intercepted 30 illegal migrants suspected to have violated immigration laws and were immediately handed over to the Nigeria Immigration Service for further investigation and prosecution.
While demonstrating the commitment to reach the borderline along the southwest geopolitical zone of smuggling activities, the team said about 12 million naira was recovered through the issuance of demand notices on vehicles and other goods not properly imported into the country. Faithful Okwokam reporting for BeeTv News.
Still on customs, the Nigerian Customs Service on a port has handed over 9 containers of illegal imported arms and ammunition, illicit drugs, and 3 suspects to the National Center for Control of Light Arms and Weapons and the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. They are to commence investigation of the illegal importation of the arms and ammunition into Nigeria. Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service, One Bashir Adeni, briefs newsmen. BeeTv News, Oluwarotimi Oguni has more.
This feed by operatives of Nigeria Customs Service is a product of effective synergy between the Customs Service, local partners, and international collaborators. The arms-laden containers which originated from Turkey became a subject of interest to Nigeria Customs Service after credible intelligence indicated unlawful content with false declaration as furniture. The total duty paid value of the container is put at over 4 billion naira. The importer reportedly attempted to circumvent the clearance process through a private terminal operator but was resisted by men of the Nigeria Customs Service.
We have followed its sale across continents. The suspicious container was subjected to thorough physical examination. We had inside the container 844 units of assorted rifles. Number 2, 112,500 pieces of live ammunition.
I also want to assure members of the public that a thorough investigation will be carried out to unravel the country of origin, the motive of the people who illegally acquire these weapons, their possible sponsors, and their end users.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu directed the National Security Advisor to commend the Nigerian Customs Service for effectively discharging its mandate in the overall interest of our country's national security.
I receive these drugs and hope that the synergy between the 2 agencies will continue to grow stronger and stronger.
In another operation, the command also intercepted 8 by 40 feet containers on transit to a warehouse from One Port laden with illicit drugs. Oluwarotimi Oguniyi, reporting for BeeTv News.
The newly inaugurated District Governor of Lions International Districts 404A4 Nigeria, Lion Prince Osadebame Monday Okoro, says he is committed to serving humanity, as he noted that his agenda for the Lions year 2024-2025 is to impact at least 1,800,000 persons in the society. He stated this and other excellent blueprint agenda he hopes to achieve in his administration during a press conference held at Pranox Hotel, Airport Road, Benin City. BeeTv News' Esoye Osemige has the details.
Lionism, we serve the world. In Lionism, we serve the nation.
Following the reception of the newly inaugurated District Governor of District 404A4 Nigeria by members of the Lions International from the district, it is time for the new District Governor to list his plans for the club and humanity at large. The press conference, which was tagged "Welcome on Board" with Lion Prince Engineer Osadebame Okoro, PMJF NLCF, had in attendance members of Lions International from the district, including the Edo Lions and pressmen from different media organizations. The conference kicked off with an opening speech by the newly inaugurated District Governor, District 404A4 Nigeria, Lion Prince Osadebame Okoro. He appreciated all who stood by him from his inception into the club till date. Other than that, he saw the need to walk the road that several past leaders have walked, knowing that they will be there to guide him. He appealed to his fellow Lions members for support as they work to take the district to higher levels. The District Governor, District 404A4 Nigeria, went further to a largely expected lineup of activities expected for the new Lions year 2024-2025 to the admiration of members of the Lions International who had earlier chanted Lion songs to welcome his arrival. He noted that the agenda in the current Lion year 2024-25 is to impact at least 1,800,000 persons in the society. He emphasized the need for spreading love and unity without expecting nothing in return.
The expansion of our Lion through club creation has helped to extend our programs to a wider range of beneficiaries. Against this background, we work hard to make meaningful impact that we attract the community, our community in this regard. We will retain the existing club motivation strategy, but we will review the performance and exploit avenue to make it more effective in order to achieve a greater result.
The highlight of the event was the interactive session which followed the speech given by the newly inaugurated District Governor as men of the press threw questions at him regarding his stipulated plans for the club.
So I want to know what are your priority areas, which areas are yet to do most that will make your tenure very unique.
Youth empowerment, and we have already marked our Reverend, our Obairijawa, who has done so well for us. He has given us a plot in Enem, and the District 404 has seen it as a point of duty to build a youth center that will be equipped with skill acquisition center where youth will be trained, and so that they will be useful to themselves. In so doing, after building and training the youth, we have to also start them by giving a starter pack so that they can stay on their own and do something to help the society.
The District Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Gbala Anegbe, and other members of Lions International assured the newly inaugurated District Governor of the District 404A4 Nigeria of their support for him to succeed, noting that they are solidly behind him to make sure his tenure grows progressive and stronger.
I have with me here my District Governor. We are solidly behind you to make sure that your tenure ends well and ends stronger.
And I want to assure you that the Secretariat, which I happen to head, is solidly behind you. And I know, by the grace of God, if the Secretariat stands firm, then the district stands firm.
The Lions Club International is one of the largest humanitarian organizations in the world, and service to humanity is their trademark. Esoa Osemege, reporting for BeeTv News.
Moving on, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) is intensifying engagements with the National Assembly for activities that requires legal reforms to implement innovations and its administrative actions. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu stated this at an induction retreat for new resident electoral commissioners in Lagos. The INEC Chairman reminded the new commissioners to address the recurring challenges in the areas of pre-elections and post-election litigations, operational issues, especially in the area of logistics improvement on voter education processes, issues of strategic communications, and combating fake news, as well as application of technology in the process. The retreat, he noted, is holding against the backdrop of the forthcoming governorship elections in Edo and Ondo states, 5 pending by-election this year, and 4 major elections before the next general election in 2027, including the Anambra, Ekiti, Osun states governorship elections and the FCT Area Council. Of the All Progressive Congress APC in Ese-Odo local government area of Ondo have resolved to work for the victory of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa in the November 16th governorship elections. They made the resolution at a stakeholders meeting in Akure, the state capital. The report.
The primary election of the All Progressive Congress APC is over, with Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa emerging as a party flag bearer of the Ogun State governorship election. The initial crisis that trailed the primary election has also been resolved. Leaders of the Ese-Odo local government area of the state has decided to work as an indivisible entity, putting their differences apart.
Our votes, let us give to him and hang it on the neck of government.
At this instance, members of the House of Representatives representing Ese-Odo Federal Constituency, Donald Ojogo, leaders of the party anonymously agreed to embark on aggressive campaign for the party's victory. The federal lawmaker urged those present at the meeting to see themselves as one big family. He said the party cannot afford to go into opposition in the state.
So we have to go all out to house campaign, and that is the reason we are here. I didn't support the governor from the beginning, before the primaries. I supported another candidate. But once the party has spoken, and this is the candidate we want, we must all fall in line and support the candidate of the party. The candidate of the party is my candidate, is their candidate, is our candidate. So we can't do otherwise.
Other leaders of the party echoed Ojogo's submission, pledged their loyalty to the party.
In Ese-Odo local government, with the creams of leaders here, and the large followership that has attended this meeting with this directive and instruction, we can't expect anything less than 80%.
This meeting called by our MSR Donald Ojogo Kemekambo for unity, to hold the party together, for us to come together to work for our governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa.
So we have a way, the way that we are working. Since today now we've agreed that all of us we are going to work for Mr. Governor. It is the last, all of us we have agreed.
The unity that we know from Ese-Odo, at least we are going to put more effort to allow the unity to continue. So all those people maybe they belong to one group or the other, at least by this time after this meeting, we are going to work together as a one entity.
Members of the APC Ese-Odo appear united, and they want others to join them in ensuring that Lucky Aiyedatiwa wins the November governorship election. Oluwatoyin Oyedola, reporting for BeeTv News.
Now let's talk business. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN Governor Yemi Cardoso says the rising volume of non-bank transactions and other financial institutions pose serious risks to financial stability in the country. Cardoso stated this during his remark at the 10th meeting of the College of Supervisors for Non-Bank Financial Institutions in Abuja on Monday. BeeTv News' Regina Ujomo has details of this and more on the business world.
Represented by Abayomi Arogunde, Acting Director, Kasodo reiterated the importance of monitoring trends, risk and innovation of non-bank financial institutions and other financial institutions as their increasing transaction volumes poise major financial system stability risk. Fintech loans are one of the most commonly reported innovations. While overall this may appear small in relation to the size of credits by DMBS, some jurisdictions globally have noted a growing trend in the volume of this loan. Dr. Olorunshola Olowo-Feso, Director General of the West African Monetary Institute, also identified major financial issues in West Africa, such as funding squeeze. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has given all state governors a 7-day deadline to provide detailed plan on increasing food production in their respective states. This directive was issued during the 142nd National Economic Council meeting attended by state governors and some deputies at the State House in Abuja. Tinubu also announced the launch of a national construction and household support program. This initiative includes a grant of 50,000 for 3 months to 1,000 families in each state, disbursement of 155 billion naira for assorted foods, allocation of 540 billion naira for household grants. Each of the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory will receive 10 billion for CNG buses. Debit instrument dominant capital imported into Nigeria in the first quarter of 2024, making up 94% of inflows. Data from the National Bureau of Statistics revealed Nigeria attracted $3.38 billion in capital inflow in the first quarter of 2024, up 198% year-on-year. The capital inflow includes foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment, and other investments. Managers of the Nigerian economy are focused on attracting foreign debt as a counterprice of its fiscal and monetary policies, respectively. That has been shown in the disbursement of capital inflow by type in the first quarter of the year. Nigerian Bank has relied on higher interest rates as a cornerstone of its forex policy, while also adopting multiple risks to combat inflation. Under CBN Governor Yemi Kadoso, the interest rate has been hiked by about 750 basis points from 18.75% to 26.25%. And that's it on Business News Tonight. Regina Ojomo reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to the global news segments, and we begin from the United States, where Donald Trump's lawyers have requested that the former president's hush money conviction be overturned and his sentencing delayed. They cited a recent Supreme Court ruling granting Trump immunity for official actions taken while in office. BeeTv News global news correspondent Rebecca Guffey tells us more on this and other stories from the global scene.
In May, Trump was convicted of 34 counts of falsifying business records and is set to be sentenced on 11 July. His team argues that he signed off the records as president in 2017, but one lawyer doubts this will be seen as an official act. Previously, Trump's lawyers claimed the allegations were within his presidential duties, but a federal judge disagreed, stating his conduct was not related to official presidential acts. Trump called the Supreme Court's ruling a big win for democracy. The justices ruled that a president has immunity for official acts, but not for unofficial acts. This verdict was related to a separate case involving Trump's alleged attempt to overturn the 2020 election results. Meanwhile, at least 27 people, mostly women, have died in a stampede at a religious gathering in Uttar Pradesh, India. The tragedy occurred during a satsang, a Hindu religious event celebrating the deity Shiva in Mugagari village. The victims include 23 women and 3 children. The cause of the stampede is still unknown. A video showed the injured being taken to a hospital. Post-mortem procedures are ongoing and an investigation is underway. Such accidents are common in large religious events in India. Hurricane Beryl, a deadly Category 5 storm, is intensifying as it heads towards Jamaica. The storm, which made landfall on Carriacou, part of Grenada, on Monday, has already caused 2 deaths, one in Grenada and one in St. Vincent. Barry initially hit as a Category 4 hurricane with winds of 150 meters per hour. The U.S. National Hurricane Center (NHC) reported that Kariako was directly hit by Barry's extremely dangerous eye wall, causing severe rain and wind. Grenada's Prime Minister Dixon Mitchell warned that more fatalities might be discovered once officials can access the islands. Eyewitnesses described the storm's impact as really bad, with extensive wind and rain damage to homes and government buildings. And lastly, Kenyan police used tear gas in Nairobi to disperse anti-government protests. Businesses in the city center remained closed, and protests also occurred in Mombasa and Kisumu. Human rights group reports that 39 people have been killed by security forces since the protest began 2 weeks ago over a controversial finance bill. President William Ruto has since dropped the proposed tax increases, but protests have shifted to demands for his resignation and anger over police brutality. In Mombasa, cars were seen burning and clashes in Nairobi forced court hearings to be postponed. The Kenyan National Commission on Human Rights, KNCHR, stated that most protesters were killed last Tuesday when MPs passed the bill, with 17 deaths in Nairobi and 22 in other parts of the country. There have also been 361 injuries, 32 disappearances, and 627 arrests. Amnesty International reports 24 deaths, while police reports 19. And that's it on the Global News segment for tonight. Thanks very much for watching. I am Rebecca Goffey.
Let's talk entertainment, shall we? MultiChoice, Africa's leading entertainment platform and largest producer of original content on the African continent, has announced a milestone of 6,000 hours of local content produced in 40 languages, each year airing across 50 countries and reaching more than 100 million people every day. Now let's join BeeTv News Gifts Uwagboy for more stories on entertainment.
According to a press statement, MultiChoice provides a platform for Africans to see their rich cultural heritage and their own experiences reflected on screen. This provides entertainment and promotes a sense of national identity and pride, which is important for building a cohesive and inclusive society. CEO West Africa MultiChoice, John Ugbe, stated that one of the motivations of MultiChoice Africa is to help shape the cultural landscape. Executive Head, Content and West African Channels MultiChoice, Dr. Busola Tejumola, explained that the pay TV business enriched lives through its role in developing Africa's contemporary cultural heritage. In Nigeria, African magic shows like Nigeria Idol, Big Brother Africa, Glass House, Scene, Dust, Checkout, and My Flatmates reflect and enrich the cultural identity of the country, and dozens of others capture local imaginations on African magic in ways that only culturally relevant entertainment can. MultiChoice remains the largest producer of original content on the African continent, with over 17 channels dedicated to local content across 50 countries, including African Magic Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Epic Family, and Showmax. Fast-rising talented rapper Uwan Bori Happy, professionally known as GTS 40K, is set to release his much-anticipated single featuring one of Afrobeat's finest rapper, Dremo. Though yet to be released, the song titled Kiss and Tell already has social media users excited ahead of its release. As a rapper, the Asaba-born Delta State indigenous tells compelling stories with his songs, mixed with his high level of creative genius, which has led him to fast becoming a household name in the Nigerian music industry. Having consistently released songs since last year, his work ethics and dedication to his craft comes to play. As GTS 40K prepares to celebrate his birthday on Friday, July 5th, he wants his fans to celebrate with him as he releases his new single, Kiss and Tell, was produced by J Swag, and it features former DMW signee Dremo. As expected, the song will be available on all digital stores worldwide. Lastly, on entertainment, veteran Nollywood actress Rita Dominic has responded to an ex-user who shamed her over a movie role considered beneath her status in the film industry. The ex-user had mocked her involvement in the Lucky Wives reality show, claiming that there are specific projects that the thespian should outgrow. In response, Rita Dominic noted that only people without artistic integrity speak in such a manner and urged her colleagues never to listen to them. She emphasized the importance of artistic integrity and reminded them that creative expression should not be hindered by empty comments. According to the movie star, Nollywood stars should not limit themselves but always embrace any platform where they can release their creative energy. That's it on Entertainment News tonight. Gift Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
Here's now to the sporting circle. Let's join our correspondent, Uyi Lambert.
Gray has signed a contract until 2030 with Spurs, who Lee said had met a release clause that was triggered by the club's failure to get promoted at first attempt. The sale is believed to be enough to make the Elland Road compliant with profits and sustainability rules after their defeat in the Championship playoff final by Southampton caused them promotion and forced them to sell players. Spurs have beaten Brentford to the signing of 18-year-old Gray, who played 52 matches in all competitions, in midfield and at right back for Leeds last season. Andy Murray had decided not to play in the Wimbledon singles, instead making his farewell to the All-England club in the doubles alongside older brother Jamie. Murray, who is planning to retire later this year, had surgery 10 days ago on a back issue. The 37-year-old, who won Wimbledon in 2013 and 2016, was due to play Thomas Muchach of the Czech Republic on centre court on Tuesday. Former world number 1 Murray had his seat close to his spinal cord removed on Saturday because it was causing nerve pain in his right leg. Unfortunately, despite working incredibly hard on his recovery since his operation just over a week ago, Andy has taken the very difficult decision not to play the singles this year, Murray's team said in a statement. They added, "As you can imagine, he's extremely disappointed but has confirmed that he will be playing in the doubles with Jamie and looks forward to competing at Wimbledon for the last time." Now to Copa America. United States head coach Greg Berhalter has insisted he is the right person to lead the team to the 2026 World Cup despite his side being knocked out of the Copa America at the group stage. The US, who are tournament hosts, were beaten 1-0 by Uruguay as they finished third in Group C with only the top two advancing. Uruguay claimed top spot to secure their quarterfinal place, while Panama beat Bolivia 3-1 to progress to the last 8 as Group C runners-up. "We are disappointed in the results," said Berhalter, whose side beat Bolivia in their opening match before suffering defeat by Panama and Uruguay. "We know that we are capable of more, and at this tournament we didn't show it. It is as simple as that." Asked if he thought he was the right person to lead the team up to the 2026 World Cup, which will be co-hosted by the US, Canada and Mexico, Berhalter said yes. And that brings to a close today the Sport News segment on BeeTv News. I'm Will Lambert. Thanks for watching. Good evening.
With that, we call it a size of our news package for tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of it. My name is Oluwatoyin Oyedola. Have a good night.